Yeah, good morning, Madhu. Just allow few more minutes, no? We'll wait for 5 minutes. Some other people also need to join.
Yeah, good morning, Rajesh. Sure.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, guys, we'll start at 7:05. Okay, just we'll wait for 2 more minutes. Okay. Okay. Good morning, guys. Thanks for joining. Okay. So let me share my screen. Okay. Let me know you are able to see the screen, right? In case of any audio issues and all, please let me know.
Yeah, it's clear.
Clear. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so in yesterday's session and all, we were discussing regarding on the job requisition, right? Some basic setup of a job requisition. You might have got so many questions while we are creating, from where to we are receiving the data, how it is get configured and all. Okay, so just for wantedly, I was explained the job requisition in yesterday's session to get more questions from your end. Okay, so in today's session, okay, so in this today's session, what we will do is some basic setup of configuration will start. Okay, so in this session, see, as a implementation, when you are working on fresh implementation, okay, so no users will be there, no user accounts will be there, and no functional setup will be there. How you are going to start as a one man, how you are going to work on it. Okay, so freshly, what I will explain is here. So when you log in into the system, okay, so example, this is the URL. This URL, once the customer has purchased the instance, you will receive this particular URL. Okay, this URLs, how it looks like in the production environments. No, see here, this is how the URLs will be there. Using this particular URLs, you will start logging into the system. Okay, so if you observe that here, this is the URL, production URL. This is the test URL, and demo 1 and demo 2. Okay, development and development 2. Okay, see example, the star icon, wherever I have included a star icon, no. So if you observe that ESEC, this is what their account. Okay, someone is joining. Okay, so this is the account details that will be available for a unique value. This is the unique value for each and every customer that will be available. But for test environment and all, no, the value will be same, remain same. Only the particular iPhone test, iPhone dev 1, iPhone dev 2, only it will be keeps changing. Okay, so this is how when you are working in an implementation, no. So the first thing is that you need to note it down. Okay, what is the code, unique code that is available for this. My see, now you will be working for multiple implementation or multiple support projects and all. You cannot remember this, right? So even the URLs also you cannot remember directly. What you will do is, in case if you want to log into the dev 1, okay, just you will put my iPhone dev 2 or iPhone dev 2 and all, that will be mentioning, and you will be keep logging into the system. Okay, so once after receiving the URLs, admin details from the customer, so as a admin person, what you have to do is you need to create the user. You have to create the users in the sense, these users, they will act as a super users or else implementation team. Okay, and also we do have some of the normal implementation like 5 to 6 users and all. Based on the module to module, we'll be using various users. Okay, so you can create based on your requirement, you can create a number of implementation users. Once after creating users, you will provide roles. Okay, what roles is required? First thing is we'll give some implementation roles will provide. Okay, then later on, based on the module, example, if you observe that, okay, if you observe that Jatin might be working on ORC, Kumar might be working on core HR, okay, Madhu might be working on some other module, okay, payroll or else learning module. Okay, based on the consultant basis, we will be providing role privileges to the respective users. Okay, example, Jatin is working on ORC, then why do I need to give some other module access like learning, payroll, compensation and all? It's not required, right? I will give only implementation roles and related to ORC roles that I will provide. In case if required, we'll give the core HR core HR privileges. Once after providing this role privileges to this particular super admin user, okay, later on we need to add. So now we have created a user, all the roles and all we have provided. Then what the next step? Then we need to enable the offerings. We have to enable the offering. This offering concept I will explain you once after logging into the system. Actually, we have 5 types of offerings were available now. five types of offerings were available. That offerings we will enable it one by one. As of now, when you receive the instant no first time, that will be in disable mode, it won't be enabled. Okay, so later on, once after creating the user as a implementation team, example, now we are working on ORC implementation. For this particular ORC implementation, you have to enable the offering. Once after enabling the offering, you will get an option to configure the functional setup. Okay, so let's in this first we'll proceed with the creating start using the user. Okay, so now see, this is already I have logged into the system. I will do log out and will verify that. Okay, so let me log out from the existing user. Actually, I was guys, you might have received, if you have enrolled, no, you might have received the login details for this particular sheet. Okay, in this sheet on daily basis, you will be receiving the updated demo instance. Okay, that will be keeps changing. Okay, the fresh instance you will get an access. Okay, so when you're practicing, no, see, this is how the URLs will be there. Let me tell the, see, this is how the uh, practice purpose and all, no, from implementation 1 to you will have implementation 20. Okay, these many URLs will be, I mean these many users will be there. Okay, all the users when you can use it. Okay, this all completely this standard given by the Oracle, but whenever you are restarting the system, you'll receive the new instance. No, for sure you will get for each and every instance the HCM implementation users will be available. You can use these users. Okay, so now here, if you observe that this is the instance which we have created. Okay, so in this users, 1 second. Okay, so here, if you observe that this is the login URL which we have received from the customer and the super admin. Okay, with this super admin by default will receive from the Oracle. Now, see, you need to provide the use password and click on sign in. This forgot password I will tell later. Okay, so this is a once after logging in. Okay, it will directly fall in the home page. It will redirect to the home page. In this home page, if you observe that we do have many options were available. Many options were available. Okay, that options we will discuss. Will see. Okay, this is how the home page will fall. Okay, still it is loading. I will use two instance. Okay, this is how, see, the home page will display. Okay, so in this home page, if you observe that for the super admin, there are me access, my team, procurement, my client group, help desk, all the options were available. Okay, if you observe that why it has been given to this particular Scatisvity access. Okay, so if you observe that this login HCM IMPL 7 user, there are much more see, digital subscription management, contract management, many other modules, supply chain, receivables. Okay, these many modules were already available in Oracle. Okay, so based on your license, based on your purchase, okay, based on your license purchase, no, the users will, I mean the subscription, the modules will get enabled to your instance, to this unique ID instance. Okay, so now our target is just to create. Now you have logged into the system. Okay, so nothing will be available when you log into the system. So now the first time what you have to do is you need to go to you need to go to you need to go to tools. Okay, this is the place where we'll create our users. Okay, even to get this access, there is a separate privilege that you required. Okay, so if you observe that here, these are all the implementation roles that we need to provide. Okay, the remaining users and all, this is related to compensation, this is related to benefits role, and these are all the normal employee role, line manager, contingent worker, pending worker. This is related to payroll, this is related to core HR, and this is related to recruiting, learning module, time and labor. Okay, there are whatever the modules were available, there is a different users and sorry, different role privileges were available. Okay, so these, now we were discussing regarding on this. Just go here, homepage again. Now we were discussing regarding on the tools. Okay, where we can create a user as a implementation users or else super admin users and all, where we can create. When the first time, nothing will be available, no users will be available in the system. So for them, what we will do is compulsory for the first time logged in employee, they should have IT security manager. In this IT security manager, no, okay, we can navigate two ways, guys. This is the home page. Through the Springboard, we can navigate, or else using this navigator. This we call it as a navigator. Through this navigator also, we can find it out. If you observe that there is a security console. Okay, so and also if you observe that this is the Springboard we call, even in the Springboard also we have a security console. Okay, to get this access, compulsory we have to provide IT security manager. Now, okay, for this logged in employee, already IT security manager, we have given an access. Now click on security console, click on the security console. We will observe now. Okay, so this is the demo instance. Most of the users data and all, everything is available. Okay, you need to think like the nothing will be available, nothing is there in this instance. Now here if you go to users, if you go to users, this is the place where we will create all our user accounts for the implementation team. Now our target is we'll create one user. Okay, so let me create. See here, if you have an option add user, click on this add user. This will discuss one by one later point of sessions. We'll discuss that. Let me create only one user now. So if you click on this, okay, add user account, this is the page will get open. Now see here, this is the information, user information that will provide, and later on, as I said before, you need to add a roles, the required roles for the implementation team or super admin, you need to add it. So okay, we'll create that here. So what is the first thing is associated person information. What is it is? So if you click on this none or else worker, so if you are going with none option, that means you are creating an user. I'll explain that here. If you are creating any employee in the system as a HR, when you are creating any employee in the system, by default user account will get created. Okay, when you're creating any employee, automatically user account get created. Now next one, when you're creating an user, okay, when you're creating an user just for implementation, and the employee details will not be available. This will not be available. Why? Because of the HRs or any other employees, no, they will act as a employees in the system, but the implementation team, they're not the employees of the organization. Just will create a user account just for login purpose and will give the privileges, but they don't have any BU department grades and all, nothing will be available. Just user account will be available. Okay, so now if you observe that if you are going with the none option, okay, so that means that we are using this option. Okay, so none in the sense there is no department BU and all, just a user account you are creating, user account you are creating. Okay, so let me take any other user who is already available in the system. Go with the first. Okay, so if you observe that here, these are all the user accounts for this particular Ram Prakash example. Okay, so for this Ram Prasad user account, if you verify that, we will have some information related to BU department grade and all that will be available. Let it load. Okay, so for this user, that details will be available. Why? Because of he is acting as an employee. He's acting as an employee. See, associated worker information, associated worker information. Now what I will do is we will log in as a HCM user, the logged in employee, HCM implementation, right? So we will log in as a HCM implementation. Okay, IMPL. Okay, so let me take anyone. HCM underscore. This is the user account. Yeah, okay, taking some time. Okay, see, actually, no, these are all the users, normal users. Now, if I log in into this, okay, let me take you to the other screen. So here, if you observe that, if you observe that, the user information only will be available. Related to worker information, nothing will be available. Previously, we have seen BO department grades and all that details and all. Here, nothing is available. Why? Because of user will not act as an employee. Okay, just will provide the username and password and the email ID, and see some of the roles, the required roles that will provide it here. Okay, this is how that will get the difference between the employee and the user. Okay, so now let me create our own HCM implementation super admin. Okay, so if you want to create that, click on this add user account. Click on add user account. In this user account, we have an person type. This person type none. Okay, if you are going with none, in the sense, just will create a normal user. If you are going with worker, if you are going with worker, there is one more worker field has been displayed here. That means you have already created an employee with as a HR. You have created an employee in the system, but the user automatically, this user account will get created. It has been created with some wrong details. Okay, with some wrong details. So for that purpose, what we will do is, okay, so actually these details and all will happen in automatically. Okay, but in our perspective, the user account created for particular employee wrongly. Okay, so for that purpose, what we can do is we can create a manual way. So I will choose John. Okay, so here if you observe that, we'll get an already created employee details, and you can choose here, you can choose the particular already created employee. Click on OK. Then you can create the user account for this particular wrongly created employee. Okay, this is the option worker where available. Now we don't need to work, we know it's not required to create with the worker. Now our requirement is I need to create with the none. Okay, and some of the basic details that I need to provide. The user category, why it is default is available, I will explain you here in this situation. I mean, in this section, I will explain user category. I'll explain you here. Okay. Now you need to enter the first name. You need to enter the first name, last name, email ID, username, password, and all. You have to enter. All are mandatory. Now what I will do is I'll create my own user detail. Okay. So just I'll provide some details. Okay, so the email ID is not mandatory. In case if you have email ID, that you can provide it here. Dot dot mr. Okay, that you can provide. And see, by default, when you enter the first name and the last name, automatically username has been created. Using the first name and last name, automatically the username has been created by default. Example, if I do some changes here, I'll give some small letters. Okay, or if you are doing some any changes, this will get changed automatically. I didn't do any change. See, it has been changed already. Okay, this is the auto functionality which is available. This username creation I will explain you in the user category how it is getting created. And now you need to enter the password. Okay, so you need to confirm the password. Okay, this is how just is a normal user that you have created. Okay, let me copy this. Just save and close. That means your user account is created without any roles. Now if you observe that user account has created, happen. Okay, so let me provide. Okay, this is the password I have provided, and now we created a user without any roles. Now, as I explained before, now we need to create one super admin. Okay, now we have created it. For this super admin, we need to give the implementation roles, right? That implementation roles, by clicking on this add, you can provide the roles. Now let me save and close this one. This is the user account which we were created. Okay, so now what I will do, I'll put it in somewhere. Okay, so now once after saving it, I will take you to this particular section, roles. In this roles section, whatever the seeded roles given by the Oracle, all the roles that you can verify in this particular role section. In this role section, let's see what are all the roles that we need to assign to the users. Let me explain some of the roles, the seeded roles, how it looks. Even the existing seeded roles also we can copy, and based on our requirement we can create. Today instance is little slow. Okay, so security console. Okay, so here if anyone it is open, fine. Okay, in this role section we will see, yeah, see we are in role section. See, in this role section, no, whatever the role that is required. Example, I was searching for recruiter. I'll search for recruiter. If you enter 3 characters, it will automatically it will get displayed. See here, there are the roles were already available, seeded roles. How do you can find the seeded roles in the system? Okay, wherever if you observe that ORA starts with ORA code, okay, that means given by Oracle or given by Oracle. This is the recruiter role. Now I want any other like recruiting manager, recruiting administrator, or recruiting agency. Wherever you are able to see ORA, that is the standard given by the Oracle. And also application implementation consultant, application implementation admin. Okay, see all the roles wherever if you observe that ORA it starts with. Okay, there are all the roles seeded given by the roles. See here I have shown you, right? All these roles. Example, now I will search for then employee or line manager or pending worker. Okay, so all these particular roles here it will be available. See payroll administrator, or I'll search with related to core HR, human resource manager, human resource manager. See ORA. All the roles is already available, but as per our requirement, we
Raish,
need to.
one doubt here.
Yes, yes.
Can you search for the role? Oh, yeah. There is a role called as per underscore something. It is there, right?
Yeah, those roles and all. This is the test environment, right? They might have created for the test purpose and all. Okay, we'll give so many of demo training sessions, right? They might be creating their own instance, their own
No.
roles.
Search in the user roles. Search in the roles.
Sorry, I came to user accounts. Okay.
So ORA is the standard one. ORA underscore. First one is the standard. Second one is what?
This is one the custom someone is created. Example, that is
Okay.
what I was telling. See, example,
Okay.
this
Okay. Done.
particular user. Okay, we have an option to copy the existing. Okay,
Okay. I
we
got it.
have an option. We can copy it.
I got it. Okay.
Okay, so now once after creating the user, okay, so let us assign some of the roles to the user here. The user which we have created. No, if you click on search. Okay, we have created here in this instance. Okay, so let me go to users and we'll search. Okay, go to users. So a little slow today instance. Okay, so search for user, the user which we have created. For this particular user, we need to assign the roles. See, this is the user account which we have created. Just click on it, click on it. So whatever the required roles that we need to use, whenever you are doing implementation, no, at any implementation, must and should we will provide these mandatory privileges. These are all the mandatory roles that will assign to the user. And later point of time, based on your RS, based on the implementation consultant member, what module is working, whether it is a compensation, benefits, payroll, or else recruiting, time and labor, or core HR. Based on their requirement, you need to choose these particular roles. But if you are working on ORC, these particular roles compulsory we have to provide. If you're working with OTL, this particular. If you're working on learning specialist, this compulsory we have to provide. But the first role, IT security manager, is used only for the admin people, admin HRs and all. Why? Because of to create or to reset the passwords, to create the roles and all, we will using for this particular IT security. We don't give this IT security manager for everyone. Even for the implementation team also, we don't provide. Only admin persons will give that. Okay, so now as of now, see there is no login users. Click on edit. Now what I will do is I will provide the roles. I will assign the roles. Okay, so if you want to create the roles, this auto provision and all will discuss later point of time. Let me add some of the roles here. Okay, so the role what I need to give is this is the application implementation. Okay, application implementation administrator. Okay, so if you observe that these are all the some customized one. Okay, so if you choose that ORA, this is the standard one, we need to choose. Click on add to membership. If you click on this add role, it will get added automatically here. Now next one, we need to add this particular thing, consultant. Okay, so ORA consultant. There, if you observe that there is a copy, the automatically it will get added. Some copy or whatever the requirement that we have given, no, it will get added. Okay, so next one, implementation manager. Okay, so click on it, ORA, add to membership. Total 3 roles that we have added, and finally I'll add this one. Select it, add to membership. Now we have added totally 4 roles for the application implementation roles to start working on implementation. Now what is the use of this particular implementation? When you have given access for these particular roles, right, this particular setup and maintenance, the edit pages and all will get enabled here. Okay, this particular admin section will get enabled using this particular roles. Now we have run diagnostics and all, no, using this particular application a diagnostic administrator, it will get enabled. Okay, in the here if you observe that when you're working in the support projects and all, this particular thing will be very useful. Okay, so the support Oracle team and all, they'll be asking this run diagnostics approvals and all that you can verify it here. Okay, so now as of now, implement is the setup and maintenance access that I have given. Then what should I give? Now we are working on ORC. Okay, so for ORC people, I need to provide these many roles. When you are doing implementation, hiring manager and all is not required. Mostly we have to give recruiting administrator. For this recruiting administrator, no, complete access will be available. Even for the setup and maintenance, access will get assigned to this recruiting admin. That means I can tell functional setup is there, no, all the setup configurations and all will done by this recruiting administrator. Okay, so for this recruiting manager, recruiters and all, they don't have backend access. Just they can use in the front end, creation of job requisition, deletion of job requisition, deletion of candidates, prospect, that details will be there, but the backend access will not be there. Okay, so for that backend access, if you want to give, you need to provide recruiter administrator. Okay, so now I will provide even some other roles as well. Okay, okay, so we'll give the complete permissions. Okay, so in the MNC's companies now will give so much of restriction. Even if you want to get some role permissions or dollar, you need to write so many of tickets and you need to get the approval. Later on, you'll get that permission. Okay, okay, so now click on save. Now these many roles that I have created. Now one thing that you forget, uh, when you are working as a implementation team, if he is an user, no, must and should, you will provide automatically employee role will get added. Employee role will get added to the respective employee. Okay, this by default, as you seen here, auto provision roles is there, no, this also will configure. So example, employee, line manager, contingent, or whoever that we are getting, automatically the respective roles will get assigned to the employee. That type of automation also that we can do in the system. Okay, so our main agenda is now we have created an user. Once after creating an user, I want to show you about the user category. What is this user category in the system? Okay, so see here, automatically password expiry date, who said this one? Okay, and also some of the this particular email username, automatically it came, I didn't set it. Okay, so how it came? Okay, so if you want to do that verification in the user category that we might have already configured in the system. Okay, let me take you to user category. In this user category, there is a by default, there will be an default user category will be available. Okay, just click on it. Only few things that we will discuss here. Default. So here there is four sections here available: detail section, password policy, notification, and users. Okay, now I'll click on this detail and I'll click on edit. Click on edit. In this user category information, if you observe that, if you this is the default one. In case if you, when you're creating a new one, you can create your own user categories as well. Okay, so this is the description you can provide. Now if you observe that, these are all the username generation rules. Previously, when I was creating a username, first name dot last name, Rajesh dot mr I have provided. By default, using first name dot last name user account as created. If you observe that here in my, see here, Rajesh, this is the first name dot mr last name. This is how the user account username is generated. If you maybe the customer to customer, it will be keeps varying. Now I want to log in with my email id, official email id. If you provide the email id, that user id, I mean username, will get created automatically with the help of email that you have provided. Okay, if you are going with first name, I mean first name first digit and last name, or else if you are going with a person or party number, this third party integration, that you can use it. But most of the customers, they will go with first name or email id. These two, most of the customers, 99%. Okay, now what is the system generated name when user, I mean generation rule get failed? Example, already rajesh.mr. Okay, already rajesh.mr is already available in the system. Now I was creating with the same name, first name as Rajesh, last name as mr. Now what, I mean already existing employee, the rule get well failed. Okay, so for that purpose, okay, system what they will do is, in case if it is failed, it will add some digit in front or at the end of the username. It will add some more characters and it will create the user account. Okay, this is the use of this. Okay, generation fails, generation rule fails. Okay, so now this is how the username will get generated. Now later on, what is what is this password policy? If you observe that, it will be keeps changing on or company to company or organization to organization. Like every 3 months the password will get reset, I mean expiry should happen. What is the length of the character, I mean password character complexity? See here, if you observe that, days before expiry we will send a notification, days before password expiry warning notification will send. Okay, hours before password reset token expiry times, and also this complexity of 8 characters and one number should be there. Disallow last time password, whatever last time that you have said, it won't allow you to set this time again once after password expiry. Okay, administrator allow can reset the password, even administrator also can reset the password. Okay, these many information, the password policy that we can configure in this user category. And in the notification, if you observe, there is an edit icon, guys. You can, based on your requirement, you can change this one by clicking on this edit. Now in this notification, no, in this notification we will get all the notifications related to the password, related to password. If you go inside these notification sections, notifications notification section, okay, we'll get list of all reset password, expiry notification. Okay, most of the reset password, forgot password, all the notification here, it will be available. Okay, see example, this is the template. When you click on forget password, yeah, even see for example, if you take Facebook or Instagram or Quora, okay, so when you click on this forget password, a template or 6-digit OTP will trigger to your email ID. Okay, or reset password link trigger to your email ID. That type of setup, same setup here also. So when you click on forget password, a notification will get triggered to your email ID. Using that email reset password link, you can change it. Okay, to trigger that, the template, this is the template. Inside this template we have a content will be available. That content, based on your requirement, you can change, you can change. But mostly we won't recommend to change the content. Why? Because now already they might have given some links and all will be available. Deep links will be available in this particular notification template. Okay, so once it's open, I will show you. Okay, like this, we do have many notification. You have to enable it here. Wherever if you have enable, no, that notification only it will trigger. Otherwise, it won't trigger. See, this is how they have dear first name, last name. Okay, there are many deep links. You have requested to the username that you have Oracle password service. Okay, this is how the notifications will get triggered. If you want to change it, you can change it. You require some technical knowledge on this. Okay, so this event is for, there is an observation. Okay, event forgot username. Okay, in the same end, you do have forgot password. See if you, I'll select for pass forgot password. Okay, so if you okay, if you search with it. Okay, so if you search the event, see forgot username, even forgot password will be there. Okay, so even see password expiry warning. Okay, password generated automatically, password reset, password expiry. Okay, password generation. Okay, there are many options is available. So if you have enable, it will trigger, otherwise it won't trigger. Okay, before this, the main setting, this is the main setting which you need to enable. If you click on this edit option, no, all will become in edit mode. Okay, by going inside, wherever it is required, if you want to add more content to the template, you can add it based on your requirement. Okay, this is the notification templates section related to only for password, guys. Okay, related to ORC, we do have some other places, content library related to recruiting module will be there, related to profile goals. There is some many places where notifications is available. Module to module it will vary. In the alert composer is there, that I will discuss in upcoming sessions. Okay, so these are the edit, just you need to enable the notification. Whatever the changes that you need to do, by clicking on it, you can do the changes. Okay, so click on done. And and the last section which you can see is the user accounts. Whatever the user accounts were available in the system, all the users that you can see it in the last section. In the last section, this particular, it's a little slow. Yeah, see here in the user section, no, if you go here, okay, all the already existing user login and what is the display name, email ID, that you can find it out here. Okay, this much more we don't use, only we will use these details. This is the one-time setup. Now you might have understood, right? You have created an user, it's like example, think a super user. All the required privileges or roles that you have added to the super user, and then you have gone through some of the user category definitions. Okay, so now click on continue, save. This user category, guys, this is the standard given by the Oracle. If you want to create your own, that you can get during our core HR point of time, we'll discuss it more in detail. Okay, so as of now, you have created an user, and for that particular user, you have assigned the required roles and privileges. Okay, so now go to home page. Using that, maybe if you try to log in as rajesh.mr, no, he will get the complete access. You will get the complete access. In the demo instance, might be it won't work. Schedules, ESS services and all we have to run. See, if you observe that, no, there is a sales demo one. If you compare to this URL and compare to the customer URLs, no, there is so much of change will happen. See, login -esv SaaS sales demo.ds oracle.demo oracledemos.com. But production, see, this is how very simple. This is how it will be available for every customer. For compared to each and every customer, no, these 4 digits will be keeps changing. Only these 4 digits, it will be keeps changing. The remaining URLs remain same. Okay, so we'll try to log in with the user, whatever the user that we have created. We'll try to log in and we'll verify. Okay, the password which I have given, uh, .mr. Okay, so we are copying ESEV we have created here, but actually, okay, so click on enter. We'll provide the details and we'll log in the user, whatever the user output we'll see here. Okay, so click on. Okay, so now we have logged in. Actually, you need to observe, guys, that these 4 letters that you need to observe, and also whether you are working in the test or prod, compulsory you have to observe using this particular URLs. There is a differentiation, right? If you observe that. Okay, so now once after login, the user account rajesh.mr, it's a super admin which I was created. Okay, the first time data will not be available, so because of that reason I have created. If you observe that, see my client group, okay, hiring recruiter roles only I have added. If would have added only recruiter, see recruiting management, only hiring will be displayed, no other options is available. Okay, no other options. And also we haven't given this particular IT security manager, so because of that reason there is no security console to create the user accounts, to reset the password. Okay, that particular details is not there. And also if you click on this, particular normal user, so actually we need to run some user guess, but actually we'll get this setup and maintenance here. It takes some time, but whatever the details that we have provided, no, this is how the admin user which we have created. Okay. Okay, so whatever the details were available here in the springboard, the same details here also will be available. But anyway guys, but take some time. But if you want to go to setup and maintenance flow, the whatever the roles is aware, that is more than enough. Here you'll get an setup and maintenance. Okay, setup and maintenance page will get display here. How you are able to see here for this admin person, no, in the same manner, but might be take some time to assign. Okay, so this is how the admin section also will get added to that particular rajesh.mr user as well. Okay, so now we have logged in as a rajesh.mr. What are the required roles and all that we have provided? Now if you observe that here, this now first topic that we need to enable the offering. Our first topic is we need to enable the offering. How we are going to do enable? See, once after logging into the system, okay, this is how the page. Okay, so you have a search bar. Okay, here in the search bar now you can search for the employee or whatever the action that you are going to perform, that particular such perform that you can do. Now so let me search with the John name. Okay, anyhow, today's system is little slow. You can observe here it was loading. See, I can search for any name. Okay, so you'll get the name as well. You can click on this, it will redirect to the this respective page name. The people I have searched with the John. See who are all the people were available with the John name, first name or last name it was taking. Okay, if you click on it, it will redirect to some other page. Might be if you want to do with the job requisition. Okay, so you will get an option of job requisition page. Okay, instead of navigating here, some people what they will do is they will use this particular uh, see job requisition. If I click on this job requisition, it will take you to create job requisition page. Okay, so but it's not that much effective. I mean, in this sales demo it was very slow. When I click on it, see it redirecting to job requisition page. Okay, so using this search option, we can we can filter an employees, and also you can search for your action, what action that you are going to perform. Okay, this is the home page. Okay, and these icons and all in the technical session we'll discuss how to change the theme templates and all. We will see in our technical session. Okay, at the end of this course we'll see that, okay, how to change the themes, icon, the icon. See in the home page we have seen some icons, right? This particular icon changing colors. Okay, and also if you want to change the, if you want to add more icons and also background change, that and all we will see it in the end of session. What is the things to do, show more announcements. Okay, all this we'll discuss there. Okay, so as of now, we have created an user and we have logged in with the Rajesh user. Now, if you go inside, okay, if you go in the implementation, during implementation, now example, if you take Jatin is the implementation guy, okay, I have given him to start work on the ORC module. I requested him to start working on the ORC module. So what he will do is when he logged in the first time, he will observe the logged in employee, whatever the user ID that I have given to Jatin. Okay, first he will verify. Okay, just he will verify whether the required roles we have they have our project manager is given to me or not. Okay, by going to the security, you will verify. Now that is okay, all the roles and all is everything is fine. User account is also fine. Now the first thing what Jatin they will do is he will check the he will check the this we call it as a offerings. See, there are many offerings were available in Oracle, but related to core HR, if you observe that we have help desk is one offering, help desk related to HCM, recruiting and candidate experience one more. And if you observe that there is a workforce development, workforce deployment, and one more compensation will be there, compensation management. Total 5 offerings were available. Now example, Jatin is working on recruiting module. Now see, already in this the demo instance, now already everything is enabled. Now already enabled. Now I want to enable first time when you log in, nothing will be available here. Okay, so for that reason what we will do is he will go to offerings, go to offerings, directly will go to offerings, directly will go to offerings via this action button. And see, these are all the list of offerings. This is one time activity, guys, one time activity. Okay, now you will start enabling it. So there is an option of offering, there is a compensation related to HCM, uh, compensation, help desk related to HCM. If you observe that workforce deployment, workforce development, and we have recruiting, our recruiting, see, recruiting candidate experience. Okay, so in the workforce development, in the workforce we'll discuss workforce deployment. In the workforce deployment, what it contains, in the workforce deployment related to core HR, payroll modules and all will be available. Okay, so here in this workforce development, complete talent management suite will be get enabled. If you do this one, talent management in the sense, goals, performance, profile, learning, and also career development, all these modules will be available under workforce development. Recruiting, there is the recruiting wars is a separate module, there is separate offering is available. Even the newly implemented module help desk. Okay, so now it recent days they are releasing with the next gen help desk. Okay, this is also a new module, very demanding one. And see, this is a compensation module which is available. Now we'll observe, go to compensation management. If I click on this, there is an already enabled status showing it as enabled. Okay, so now what I will do is I'll click on opt-in features, click on opt-in features. Okay, so when I click on opt-in features, it will ask you to enable. It's already enabled. Okay, now I will disable and I will verify. Previously, when I go to offering in the drop down, that particular option is available. Now I will disable it. Now I will disable this particular compensation. Just for testing purpose, I'm showing it. Click on yes. Okay, it takes some time to disable all the sub modules and the. Okay, click on done. These also need to be removed. Okay, let's see. Okay, see, if you observe that it is not enabled, status changed to not enabled. Now click on done, and we'll go to offerings again and we'll verify. We'll go to offerings and we'll verify again whether this compensation is available. See, previously there is a first drop down only compensation. Now it is not there. Why? Because of it's not enabled. Offering is not enabled. Customer is not using the compensation module. In case if the customer, if Jatin is going to implement, Oracle has procured that license as well. So the first step, you will go to In case if you're not able to see this one, no, you will go to offering and you will enable the respective module. The whatever that you are going to implement, you will enable it. Okay, just click on it. See if you observe that the status is showing it as not enabled. Now you please enable it. You please go to opting in future and enable it. Okay, so we'll go there. Okay, so you need to enable it. Once after enabling, even see the below somewhere some other modules also will be there. In the compensation, we do have benefit module very available and also individual compensation. These are all the setup, complete all the details that it's required. Okay, if you have purchased any of the offerings, no, some sub modules also that is required to implement compensation, that also will be available. Okay, so you need to select all these check marks, all these check marks by default. Okay, later on click on done. Click on done. Now if you observe that, our opt-in feature, again it will get enabled. It was enabled here. Click on done. It was enabled. Click on done. If you go to the future now, if you go to offering page, okay, see here again compensation management we are able to see. That means you have enabled. Okay, so that means the offering is enabled now. Offering is enabled. Now once offering is enabled, if you click on this, respect to this compensation, all this particular functional area will get enabled. You can start working on the functional areas. Under these functional areas, again we have some more tasks will be there. Example, if I click on this workforce information or any other benefits related functional area, here the in this particular detailed section, this is the master and this is the detail. This will be keeps changing. The search bar, the tasks will be keeps changing. Okay, so now you need to think. The first thing is, once after enabling it, offering, functional area will get enabled. In this functional area, if you click on anywhere, the task will be keeps changing. Okay, that you have to remember. Now you have enabled it for compensation. You came to the compensation module and now click on benefits. And if you search related to compensation, if you related to search with the compensation related sorry guys, search with the compensation related tasks, okay, you will get that particular form. But now I was searching with the job requisition. Okay, I was searching with the job requisition. Okay, so if you put ampersand, no, you don't need to type all that. Okay, so it won't allow, it won't show any of the page with this particular job requisition. Why? Because of job requisition is available in the recruiting offering. Why we are searching in the compensation? Okay, see if it will show it no task associated enabled with the functional area for with this offering. Okay, that means if you are working with the compensation module, if you have enabled only compensation related stuff that you can tasks that you can search here. Now so Jatin is working on ORC module. Now I will go to recruiting and recruiting module, and if I search with the same thing, okay, search with the same thing, I can find it out. See, I will search with this job requisition directly in the tasks. Okay, the form will get displayed. See, it will ask in job requisition templates. Okay, that means what, wherever the offerings that you have enabled, based on that only the functional area it will get visible. Now I'll show you here one thing. First step is, first you will offerings, first you will enable the offerings. Later on functional functional areas that will get enabled. Later on sub functional areas, then later on tasks. Okay, if you observe that, see, I will take you to the first. We have enabled the offering. In the actions, you have enabled the offering. This is the first step. Once after enabling the offering, you came to this setup. I mean, you came to the functional area. Once after enabling, in the functional areas got enabled. These are all the functional areas is enabled. Now later on in this functional area, you have many areas were available here. Okay, many areas were available. If I click on this job requisition, if I click on job requisition or else candidate experience, these tasks will be changing. This is the functional sub-functional area. Again, if I click on this, it will take you to the tasks. These are all the tasks. Okay, this is the task. Okay, totally we have total 4 steps that we need to work here. Totally 4 steps that we need to work. Okay, like this, one by one, that should be available here. Okay, these are the offerings you will available. Now, as of now, you think that if you go to again these offerings and all, no, again you will go to offering. Go to offering. In this offering, if you observe that, okay, even if you search for, now we are working on ORC. Okay, we'll verify. See, if you click on this, ORC is already enabled. Okay, you, when you're doing practice, no, you first disable and enable it and go to offering outside and verify whether it is not displaying or not. Okay, so there is an opt-in feature, you please enable it and you can see the status as enabled. Now one more thing here, related documents also will be there. Related documents, in this related documents we do have 3 formats: PDF, HTML, and Excel. See here, what are all the features is available? What is the setup and maintenance tasks that are related to tasks that you can see? Business objects, what are all the fields is available? Complete all the fields that you can verify. This is the enterprise related application stuff and all that you can see. But mostly we don't use this one, guys. But there is a documentation. If you want to verify, you need a overview that you can click on this and you can verify. If I click on this PDF, okay, so the PDF will get generated and we'll observe what fields and all is available. Okay, just I'll click on done. It takes some time. Okay, so wherever that is required, that respective offering, under the offering, only you need to search with that particular task. Only you need to search. If you are in recruiting, if you are searching with the compensation module task, it won't display. It will throw an error. In the recruiting module, if you are searching with the payroll or core HR stuff and all, it will throw an error. Okay, nothing, it will get displayed. Okay, see, if you observe that, okay, this is the document which we have downloaded. Okay, these are all the, see, this is all the requirement. What is the tasks were available in recruiting module that you can find it out here. There are much more data. You can go through, if required, you can go through this one. Manage all, what are all the tasks were available, all the tasks that were that you can find it out here. Total 178 pages is there. Okay, but it's not that mandatory. Okay, so this is how the offerings that we have enabled, as I shown you in the, even in the screenshot also. First we have enabled the offerings. Then once after enabling the offering for a particular user, we have assigned the related recruiting related roles also. We have assigned to rajesh.mr login address. Okay, so these are all the details that we have assigned in this today's session. We have completed. In tomorrow's session, I will start explaining from the career site, from the ORC module, to how it works from career site. We'll build a career site where there are many. Okay, there is a duplication. Okay, so there are many topics were available in the career site. Okay, first I need to discuss all these things. Okay, customization, all these details that we'll see, and we'll verify how it works. Okay, as of now in this today's session, do we have any questions? You can ask me now.
No, Rajesh, it's clear for me. Only one requesting, if explaining any page or any task, if interview purpose, any that page, any questions will rise, you can let us know. I can note down that one also.
Sure.
Right.
That I will explain. That when I was explaining our major topics, right? I will let
Okay.
you know. Okay, in the interview point of time, this particular topic is important, and this field, what is the use of that field? That and all I will explain. Interview sessions.
Oh, okay, right. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? from tomorrow to we'll start with the ORC module. Okay, so mainly this particular training session is planned for only for the ORC. So because of that reason, I'm starting with ORC. Even we need some core HR basics also. So anyhow, some people they already know the core HR. If I start with the core HR, they will feel some more bored. Okay. Okay, in the lastly, I will explain the core HR. Okay, so the relation I will explain you guys. I don't confuse you. One by one topic will go. Yeah, any questions, guys? Yeah, Kumar, Lakshmi, Jitin, any questions? Guys, you guys will be mute by default. Okay, you can unmute yourself and you can ask me question. Okay, okay. If you don't have any questions, no, we can discuss. And one more thing, guys. So this is the third day of our session, right? Okay, so you maybe from tomorrow to we'll enable the password, the URL which you are logging in, right? Zoom link. We'll enable the password. Okay, so you please do the enrollment and you please contact to this particular mobile number. Okay, he will help out for the registration and the login details he will share with you. The password and all. If you want to log in tomorrow, he will share you the uh, password.
Sure,
Okay.
Rajesh.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for joining. In tomorrow's same time at 7 a.m. We'll join. Thank you.
Thank you.